Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. This will be an update for the Enterprise D build. A lot has happened since the last video. Sorry, I just have not felt like recording anything, although I should have. But anyways, quite a bit's been done. We only have one deck left to go in the drive section of the Starship. All the decks are in except for deck 36. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Been working pretty heavily on it. Decks 42 on up have been completed and are mirrored and are in the ship, and that just leaves this big ass deck 36 to do. Since this is the largest deck, it has the most systems to be added to it, I decided just to go ahead and do it last. I don't know, sort of, kind of, because I got so much that has to be done. The conduit here has to be routed. That means we have to determine what kind of conduit we want to use, and I think it's going to be this thing here, but I don't know. So yeah, and I got to put the walls up, which is just going to, at this point, it's just going to be basic gray till we come up with a pattern that we like and so forth. Then I must fill in all these rooms here. All this stuff through here has to be done, and then once all this is done, it has to be set for the top of the area here, because as you can see, there's a too high area all the way around through here that I also have to fill in and do stuff with, and I can't really do that effectively until I know where everything needs to be on the inside. So it's going to be, what I'll end up doing is I'll cut this section here out and then fill it in as needed. But yeah, it's going to be busy work. Today is the 6th of March, and M. Heller is currently AFK for a day or two, so I won't be having any help on this one, so I'll be doing most of it myself. With any luck, we'll have it done here probably by the 10th or the 15th of March, somewhere around there. I'd like to be announcing that Phase 1 is completed. That means all the decks are in the ship, laid out and in the ship with walls and everything else, so the ship is somewhat, first pass complete. Then it's on to Phase 2, which is hull work and hull details, and then Phase 3, of course, the ship gets Phase 2 and Phase 3 can happen at the same time, where the ship is split into its individual deck layers, and then we go back through all the decks, fixing all the flaws, updating stuff that needs to be updated. I mean, it's like replacing transporters that are using the Enterprise E style. We have to switch them over to the Enterprise D style. Then we also have to work on the nacelle here. Quite a lot of work in the nacelle has to be done. I'm not sure why this is up here, but it's not really needed, but yeah, maybe it's just for reference for the hatch. Then the upper and lower parts of these have to be done, i.e. the hole in the cell has to be built, and that means we also have to probably rework where the turbolifts and the gangway come in and where they go and stuff like that. So it's the nacelle and the pylon here, and of course at the top of the pylon it has to have a roof, and then at the bottom of the nacelle it needs a floor. That way there, if you jettison the nacelle, the pylon isn't exposed to space. And vice versa, if you jettison the nacelle, there's not a big ass hole here in the nacelle, just little teeny holes around where things like this comes through, and that comes through. But yeah, that's pretty much it through there. It's going to be a busy next couple of days getting this done. And then once it's done, hopefully, the next steps will be a little bit faster, but who knows. The Enterprise E is still split out in Phase 3, so and we did do some more work on it. Shadow and I were over there doing some fill-in work on her as well. So the E, a little bit of the E is getting done as we get bored and get close to being done here with the D. And Shadow's still working on his big ship, the Luminosity, which is, I believe, off in that direction quite a ways. And it's a big Sovereign class, or big Sovereign style ship, so it will share a lot of features with that class of ship. So anyways, let's take a look here. We'll start down on deck 42 and work our way up real quick here. We get to a spot where we can get down there. This is deck 42. Yeah, I do believe this is deck 42. We'll know more when we get over here. Nope, this is not deck 42. We must get to deck 42. We'll go over this way. Oh wait, there should be a turbolift right here. Where's my turbolift? Very odd. Very odd indeed. Well, here's the center of the ship. And let's see, maybe we can get to it. No? No? Well, damn, how do we get down there? I know there's a turbo lift to it. You can see we're far from the bottom of the ship, so I wonder how come that's not working. Well, anyways, if there's a flaw, we'll find it together. How's that sound? Alright, now we're at the bottom of the ship, deck 42. This is the engineering area, which again hasn't been filled in, just some basic systems and stuff. And we'll come out of here. And along the hull here we have batteries and capacitors. And we work our way around. It's pretty much the same going up the port side as it is up this here starboard side, but we'll work our way around. Again, here's an open area here, and this is where the phaser strip is. And this here is part of the system. It's not part of the phaser system, but just part of where I routed stuff. And then it goes back out that way there, and we come out through here real quick. And then it goes back down the side of the ship like that. And then I've got this little room here. Now I know there was a turbo lift. Here it is right here. Now let's see where the turbo lift goes in at. Oh yeah, I get it. The only way to get to this turbo lift is from the forward section of the ship. So yeah. See? I have to come down this turbo lift shaft to get to it, because I wonder if I should put another one here, but I don't know. We'll think about it. But yeah, that's how it gets to it. So oops, missing a block there. Go and fill that in. Yeah, that's interesting. Cool. Anyways, go back to the center here. We'll get to that in a second. Drop back down here, and we'll go to the back of the deck here. This is again deck 42. So not a lot going on deck 42. Just mainly this section here is an engineering section. Let's go ahead and do this. See, this is just mainly an engineering section. So, and batteries. Not a lot else going on here. I think there's a tractor beam unit back here someplace, but I haven't placed it in yet. The little tractor beam control room here, and then behind that wall there is where the tractor beam will be at. Won't be able to see it, but I do believe we can access it. But I don't think we can access it from this deck. We actually have to go up one deck to access it. So we'll do that. We'll go up here. Now we're in deck 41. This is the antimatter pod room right here. These are the pods. The floor hasn't been set in yet, but it will be eventually. And again on this side, antimatter pod room again. Gangway down. Here's another battery room, and I'll show you that tractor beam room here real quick. Here's the tractor beam. So yeah, I guess we could have gotten in here from the batteries. Oh, we'd have to go along the hull. Okay, I recall. You can get to that area, but you have to do it from the side of the, go on to the battery room along the side of the hull there, along the corridor, then come around to it. These batteries right here on the edge will probably be removed as we decide what we're going to do as far as the tractor beam stuff goes. So yeah, there's that. And then we've got a little one of these rooms. And survival lockers, the emergency supply lockers, whatever you want to call them. Another little battery room right there. Here's the gangway that goes up to the next deck, which would be deck 40. There's a little storage area. And there's this area here. This is the subspace transceiver, I think, with its little antennae thingy, which connects into the transporter thingy. Looking pretty good. And then it kind of goes around like this. And there'll be like a little bathroom up here, I believe. And then we're back into the front part of the bay here. So yeah, if we take this turbo lift here, we end up in the lower part of the clamshell for the cargo bay. And this is where the clamshell opens and cargo goes in. And again, I believe this is a horrific waste of space. But what can you do? It's one of these things that they put in the ship. So this is the only, unless you can't even put a floor around this thing. It's just oh my god, Star Trek. And this is just a little Jeffries tube-like thing that just basically comes up here to another little Jeffries tube-like thing, and in this area up here, which will probably be systems for the force fields and stuff like that for the cargo clamshell doors. But yeah, and the only way to enter this area is through this elevator here, which I'm not a fan of. I really should have fixed that. I'll probably fix that here in post in the next day or two. I'll probably add like a little stairwell down to it along here somewhere. But yeah, I should have come up with a better way of doing that. But what can I tell you? This is why we go to phase 2 and phase 3, to fix things like this. We'll go ahead and use the gangway again, because why not? There she is. And we'll go up to deck 40. There we go, deck 40. A little armory right here. Then we have the escape pods right along this side here with some nifty little areas for stuff and things and whatnot. Then we have like a little system room right here. What's this say here? Pod hatch systems. There's to load the antimatter pods from the cargo bay. There's a hatch right there. This is the systems for it. Then we got a little bathroom and a little ODN junction. And we got phaser relay stuff, some more phaser. As it goes up the side of the hall, there'll be a couple of these rooms. And you can even go this way here, although I'm not a fan of that. I'm gonna do that. Anyways, I don't like seeing the ceiling from the previous room in the room that I'm working in, so all this magenta will probably get replaced with black stained clay or something on the flip side of stuff. If we go through here, this doesn't have a roof because it's just a little access way, a crawl space way. I don't even know if it could be considered a Jeffries tube, but again, the gray would be the wall, so it could easily be a Jeffries tube. Into this area here, which is force field systems for the clamshell itself. So I actually got these in, so we don't need to worry about them. Space below, who knows what that'll be. And this was a sensor system monitoring room. So just a little place to stick people that are being bad. Little windows here looking into the bay itself, or the hatch itself, whatever you want to call that section. Let's go ahead and get rid of this up here because we don't need it anymore. Bye. And then, of course, we can come in through here, and I'll add like a stairwell or something down to the other lower one here later on. Now you can see it. And then we get the hatch that goes along the corridor here. Big long corridor. Let's go this way. And then this big long corridor here, and then here's the the monitoring control room for the antimatter pods. We'll fly on back this way. Again, pretty much everything is identical on the port side because why not? There's the gangway, except for I think both sides do have a medical site. There's a first aid station. They do because the decks below us don't have any, so they'll have them. And there's some labs and stuff along through here, and then there's another big cargo bay back here. And I did pull the door off so that I could shape it correctly, make sure everything looks good from the outside. But there's the big cargo door for the aft cargo section of the drive hull. That's kind of neat looking, actually. I think it looks pretty good. We were really worried about how this was going to get pulled off, but as you can see, it does look pretty decent, so I'm pretty stoked about it. And we'll just go ahead and enter up through here into this deck here. We've got our tank lifts for these tanks that are way up there. And again, all of this will be formed in. This will be like the antimatter lift or whatever you want to call it. So it'll all come together. Hopefully. You don't know yet. Here we are on deck 39, I believe it is, and this is the main cargo complex. We can go through here real quick and see it better if we fly around. Bunch of cargo bays down through here. And then we got this big open bay, and there's that hatch that the antimatter pods would go through. And everything else through here. Again, if there was a way to put a floor in here, I would do it. But how can you floor this when there's a big door right below it? And this is all door. So there's no like little teeny hatch that you can put above it or anything else like that. That is all door. What I would like to have done, and this is just something I could think about, have the clamshell here and then just make this all one floor right here. and then you load this room from right here, like a little door right there. So basically everything would come in here, then be like it would come up through here. That's an idea, and that's something we'll have to look at, see if it's worth doing or not. But yeah, that's it. It is such a horrible waste of real estate. I cringe at this. But if you were to open the thing and then make this here your loading port, and then right above us here have the where it just goes into the cargo bay and stuff, that might work a lot better. So I think I'll mock one up just for shits and giggles like that, see which one we decide to go with, because this is just a massive waste of space. But yeah, got a little stairwell here that goes up to the next deck, up to the monitoring little shack up there. And there's also a little corridor, I think, interconnects up there as well. And of course, we have the forward lift here that goes all the way up to the top there. Mainly that's just for tubes and things like that, tubes, tanks and stuff like that. Not tanks as in cars, but tanks that hold coolant and things like that. And here's the port side view. Again, we have like a couple of survival lockers along here, and then a big door, and we have our Jeffries tube that goes to, we've been in here because this is where we started from. It goes back into the center of engineering sections of the ship, and then we have these that go along the side here. And back down this side here, got a little first aid station there, and these big ass cargo things. Alright, so let's go ahead and go up to deck 38. Here's deck 38. This is a small IDF reinforcement node. Yep. So we have that in there. Stairwell. Oops, there we go. Come through here. Little ODN thing. Jeffries tube. Corridor. I think that's just... we have set up for a quad for dual auxiliary fusion cores and small deuterium tank. The deuterium tank's behind here. So, and these are the small fusion cores right here. We had to set them down into the floor because and then cut the top of them off in order to fit them, but they fit. They're all there. They're just missing the little crown piece along the top. Then we have the catwalk here overlooking the aft hangar bay. Just a little teeny first aid station back here. Because you never know when somebody in the cargo bay gets hurt, you know, and then like a small armory. Because, you know, Space Marines like to go out the back of the spaceship. We come along through here, and it's mostly labs and things along the side of the ship here. And I placed the windows because I figure, I know there are windows that need to go in here, so I placed them there. And I'm sure there's supposed to be more windows. But really, I don't know how to fit them in there, so... These are the ones we got, and I think the rest of them basically just look into the hull, have no value, so I didn't include them. Even though they're on the exterior view, and everybody's like, yeah, you gotta have windows there. Why? If they look into nothing, then they shouldn't have been on the hull in the first place. But they're iconic. Yeah, but if they look into nothing, they shouldn't have been in the hull in the first place. So, if they serve no purpose except as exterior decoration, and they serve no function, then why have them? You know, it is what it is. So, this corridor goes all the way around the front. What do we have here? Phaser systems, I believe. Yep, into the phaser bay. We have some upper area cargo storage here, which are fed by lifts, as you can see. Little tractor beam parts. Feed it up into here. Then up through here is just a little janky corridor. Goes up into here, looks into this room here. And I don't know what these systems are going to look like, so we just left the rooms empty. Figure we'll get them again on phase 2 and 3. Same thing with a lot of these rooms. They're just labeled, but there's no actual machinery for them because I really don't have anything. And then there's power taps, which go around the side of the ship. So, must have power taps. And not just power taps, but they can be taps for anything. Alright, let's go find ourselves a turbolift or a gangway to work our way up to the next deck. There we go. Here we are. I think this is deck 37. Here's the away team, hazard away team room. Here's a transporter right here. A little servicing area back in here. And a little office space right here for whatever reason. Then we enter the security brig, or the lower part of the ship. We have a phaser range here. Got an open room right here for whatever reason. Storage room, armory, interrogation room, bathroom for the prisoners. So we have a 4 brig cell system here for this section here. And we got could be an office or an interrogation room. An office or interrogation room. We have small barracks for 6 security personnel. Then on the port side, it's a medical complex, or rather a security medical complex. Medical personnel or security personnel. An office. Could be a dentist office, could be any number of things. Another office could be a barber shop, who knows. Then we have the security medical ward. Another shared bathroom. We have security isolation medical area. We have a little cargo area here. We have an observation for this room right here, which is the post-op area. And then we have a large operating suite, as you can see. And then we out to the corridor here, which is along the port side. And then another transporter with another away team area there. But he's down here. I got to admit, I never thought we'd get this far on this ship. Honestly thought I'd burn out and give up on it a long time ago, but here we are. We're down to the last deck of the ship. And then we can call the drive section done and phase 1 of the build off complete. So now I have wondered if I can put windows through here. You can't. You got a silo right there. So no. If these rooms don't have windows, that means I could not place windows in them because they were being obstructed. That's why some rooms have windows and some rooms do not, like this one here has windows. And again, why there would be windows into a room, a system room, I don't know. It's Star Trek. You figure it out. Alright, and let's go ahead, and this is batteries. Yep, it's batteries, so we need to go back this way to the turbo lift, and we will go up to deck 36. And you can see deck 36 is not in the ship, so we will go up to deck 35, which is in the ship. And I believe this is where we left off at. We were working on deck 35. And deck 35 is mirrored and in the ship as well. So really, the only sections left now are, of course, doing the engineering stuff. You can see this is a really big room for engineering stuff. And deck 36. Yay for deck 36. Again, down to deck 36. And then up to deck 34 this goes. Little break into a medical area here. Whoops. Oh, okay, I thought it was a flower. We'll just work our way up here. Where we're going, we don't know. We'll just keep working our way up, see where we end up. See if we can find our way to the battle bridge. We gotta go this way. And see if there's any gangways loading this way. These are crew quarters. So we're up into the neck. Ooh, airlock. There's the airlock. Here's the airlock, so whatever deck the airlock's on is the deck we're currently on. Okay, and this is the impulse bay. So we're definitely working our way up. The deck above the impulse bay. Let's go see where the stairwell is. Maybe it's back this way. There it is. Okay. Through here. Right, now we're over by the hangar, if I'm not mistaken. Hangar's below us or behind us. Well, part of the hangar anyways. The hangar's actually there, and this is the parking bay. Okay, and then we work our way forward. The big open recreational, I don't know, communal area. It was in the plan, so it's in the ship. What can I tell you? Boy, they just keep going up and up and up, don't they? Alright, let's go back now. Yes, there are stairwells back here that would have worked for us, but I wanted to go forward to do them. So, and this here is deck 8. This goes up to deck 7. So we are actually walking by the bridge as I speak. Yes, we can get to the bridge through here if we wanted to, but we'd have to go up and then around and then down. So we'll just go this way. And here's the battle bridge. All its glory. We'll go back here and find a stairwell that goes down. Here we go. As you can see, there is one back here that does go down. Here we are. I believe... Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, it's a common area for security and stuff, so that's why it was like that. We'll come this way here, and I think it's back here if I'm not mistaken. There it is. Hangar bay. And if we go over here and here, we have these that come down. As you can see. So when we went up this one here, I think we went one more up. We went to here, we went this way, when all we really had to do was come back here and go up this one. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, this is the aft drive hangar bay thingy. I see M's been in here, really been busy. So let's go ahead and exit the ship here through the open door. And we can see all the numbers. Well, there you have it. Hopefully the next video will be a completed derived section video, maybe even a video showing the building of deck 36. I don't know yet, to be honest with you, but yeah, we've come quite a ways on this build. The saucer's done, and we are within a deck of completing the drive hall. And they said it couldn't be done, but, well, when it's done, we'll say it's done. Anyways, thanks for watching. Again, have a great day. If you'd hit the like button for me, greatly appreciate it. Again, like us on Facebook if you would. And if you'd like to donate to the server, please feel free to do so. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.